Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, David Ellis Outdoors. I have been on a quest to find a good ground hunting blind that will satisfy my needs for deer season, mostly for archery hunting, but really for gun hunting too. So I think I've got one. It's certainly not perfect, but it's gonna fit the bill pretty well and accomplish most everything I want it to. So stay tuned and I'll show you all about it. All right, what I have here is the Barronett Ox 5 hub style ground blind. So let me show you kind of how easy, or hopefully easy, it is to set up. So you start with the roof and pop it up. And then go to each of the four sides and just pull them out. So each hub has a handle on it. Okay, so that's it. Was it maybe a minute to set it up? It is probably the easiest blind to set up that I've ever tried. As you can see, this thing is massive. It's huge. And another thing you may have noticed as I pulled out the sides is instead of having four sides, there's five. So I guess that's where the 5 in Ox 5 comes from. So we'll take a closer look at it, but there's a couple of things I like about it and a couple of things that I don't really like, and I'll go into a little more detail on each one. Okay, so a couple of features of it, pretty much like all the ground blinds, is they have tent stakes to anchor down the corners. There's ties so that you can anchor down each side, all 5 sides, so that in a windstorm it doesn't collapse the sides in. And I guess that's the basics. We'll go through more of the details in just a second. So as for the things that I like and don't like about it, I had to write them down here so I would remember. So on the things that I do like, the first thing is this: it's just very large. It's considered a 4-person blind. It's got 8 feet across at the shooting height. So I can stretch my arms out and have a foot on either side. So it is just massive inside, and you'll see that in a minute. It's 72 inches tall, so a 6-foot tall person can stand in the middle. The second thing I like about it is this is well built. In my previous video, I took a look at the, excuse the jet. I took a look at the Game Winner, and it's a budget blind, and as you might guess,
just start over with it.
Southwest Airlines right on time. As you might guess, the quality of the Game Winners is pretty low. So this is the complete opposite. This is the other end of the spectrum in quality and cost, which we'll get to in a second. It's a double layer fabric, so you have the outside layer, but you also have the inside layer. The Game Winner, Ameristep, even Rhino, each of those, when you pop them up and get inside and look through, you can kind of see little holes, looks like pinholes all through the fabric. Not in this one. This one's like I said, double layered, so it's no light to the outside, no rain's going to get in. I guess, and now getting to the more important things, that the mesh windows, which I have down here, but these mesh windows, you can move them silently. Huge to me for bow hunting. And the windows, the fabric part, this stuff, it's not absolutely silent, but it's really close, and it's sufficient for what I'm looking for. I think you would like that. Okay, and the next thing is it's about a 270-degree opening. So as you're sitting, this is the front of the stand. As you're sitting in the stand, you've got way around to your right and way around to your left to be able to see. So this thing starts here and goes all the way around to way back over there. So it's a full, probably a full 270 degrees of opening that you can adjust to your liking. And the other thing that I like, and again, this is pretty common with almost all of them these days, I think it has the loops where you can brush it in. There's loops up top, there's loops on the bottom. You can brush it in however much you want, as much or as little as you like. So those are some of the real positives about this, other than it's real easy to set up, as you saw. Now let's talk about some of the things I don't like about it. The same problem that we had with the Game Winner, we have on this one, and that's the zipper, the noisy zipper to get in and out. So come around this way. Okay, so here's our entrance. It is just crazy to me that at this point in time, with this quality of a blind and this kind of cost, that they haven't figured this out. The zipper is terrible for noise. I can't. So what I'm going to have to do is just ease into this thing as long as it takes for me to quietly open and close it. So it's hard for me to believe they haven't improved upon that, but it is what it is. Another thing related to zippers, the back windows here, and one just like it right here, there's zipper windows again. So this is not something I would hardly ever open, or if I did, at the start of the hunt, I may crack it like that where I can just kind of peek through if I need to. But why do we have noisy zipper windows on these things? It's beyond me. The third thing is, this thing is heavy. So if you put it in that carry bag and throw it on your shoulders, you're going to lug around 33 pounds. So it is a heavy blind. But me and probably most everybody's going to throw it on the four-wheeler or whatever to get it to where you're going to put it, set it out, and kind of be done with it for the season. So in the end, I guess weight's not that big of a deal. But if you are a running gunner and you're going to be trying to turkey hunt with it or anything like that, where you're on the move with it, it's really too heavy for that. It just probably doesn't work. Well, let's talk about the cost. So the cost for this one's about $350. The Game Winner that we reviewed a week or so ago was in the neighborhood of a little over $100, I think. So it is quite a bit of cost. And now compare this to, I guess the most expensive, at least that I've found, is the Primo's Double Blind Surround View Max. And I've had a Primo's double bull for a number of years, probably 6 or 7 years now, and I really liked that blind and its features. What I didn't like was in about year 2 the hub broke, and I used it like that with a broken hub. It was still usable, but last year when I was taking it down, the broken piece of the hub here poked through the fabric and tore it, and it's no good. So the thing that I really like about Primos is they have figured out the door design and these window designs so that there's no zippers. It's waterproof in the rain, it's silent entry, and you have none of these noise-making features. The downside of the double bull is it's a $400. So it's about $50 or more than this. And the doggone thing broke after 2 years and it shouldn't have, and I couldn't fix it. So anyway, that's a quick review of the things I like, the things I don't like. We'll kind of go inside and look around and we'll go through a little bit more of the details. So come along. Okay, so as you can see, I put my arms out, touching the hub on this side, and on the other side I've got about 2 feet, so it's about 8 feet wide in here. I love that. You've got room for, it says it's a 4-person. I don't think you can fit 4 hunters in here comfortably, but 3 for sure. So if it's a dad and a son, or a grandfather and a grandson, or just 3 buddies, whatever, it will work really well. So let's take a look at some of the, I guess the most important pieces are going to be, to me at least, is these windows. So let me show you. Is there enough light you can kind of see?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So kind of let the fabric windows down. And come in, because you're gonna have to see the slide, how the slide.
Okay.
All right. So to open the fabric part of the windows, there's a little slider over here. Kind of depress, and slide that up. So it does make a little bit of noise, but when I get in the stand, I can do it slow. It's going to be something I do before I actually start hunting. It's not noisy like the zippers where it's going to carry throughout. It's what little bit of noise there is pretty much is going to be contained inside the blind. So you have these little sliders here. There's another one over here, same thing. Let's slide this up. And then as you come around, way around over here, there's another one. I don't think I would have all of these raised up all the way, but I'm just showing you that you could if you wanted to. Okay, so that's the sliders. There's one more slider way back over here, but I definitely wouldn't do that. So that's got the sliders pretty much all the way up. That's still not as open as I would like it, so there's some other features. There's a little string here, and you can use it to pull and lock the window up more. Oh, just like that. So let's see, same thing over here. Again, just a little slider on a string. Hope you can see that. But you pull that, and you can pull so you can go around and get your windows up as much as you dare, as much as you want. And so now that we've got the windows kind of like, I don't like these strings hanging down. I'm gonna tuck that back in. So now we've got our windows about like we'd like them. For me, I want to have the mesh up. So we'll take. There's a slider on the side for the mesh. I'm going to bring it up. There's a slider for this one. And these are basically silent. And then there's in between, there's these little hooks. So I can hook it up here. I can hook it up here. There's little loops for these right here. So I've got my mesh up if I want it up when I'm hunting. And let's say I have it up and the deer's out there. I'm ready to take my shot. I'm going to just let it down. And I may have to let it down on multiple spots. So in reality, what I would probably do is have my mesh kind of halfway up, mostly up. and then just be able to silently let it down, and then be able to draw and shoot. So this works. It's not perfect, but I like it. Do I like it as much as the Primo's double bull? Probably not, but it's doable. It'll work. And I think this thing is well built. It's not going to break on me like the double bull. So anyway, that's the most important features for me when I'm bow hunting. Got plenty of room, got windows that I can open big, got a mesh that I can manipulate while I'm hunting silently, and I get that pretty much covers the most important features. Takedown, I've taken it down once. Takedown is just as easy as putting it back up. So the only thing is on this one, you do not collapse the roof first. You collapse the sides in. So I guess you sort of go in reverse order. You collapse the sides in, or at least collapse one side in first, then collapse the roof, and then collapse the other 4 sides. Again, it takes about a minute. It's real easy. So anyway, this one's going to work for me. Okay, so just to give you an idea of how well the mesh works, hopefully you can see me with the mesh down. Pretty easy to see inside. It's an overcast day, so I'm going to put the mesh up and let's see how well it hides me from you. So you know where I am, you know what you're looking for. So one other thing I wanted to mention, all of these blinds these days are selling mesh they call shoot through mesh, and that's a joke. One is you can only shoot through it with a fixed broadhead. If you're shooting a mechanical broadhead, you can't shoot through it. Secondly, yes, physically you can shoot a fixed broadhead through it, but the problem is it's going to affect your aeroflight, and it's going to slow your aero down. It's just a terrible idea. I wish they would quit marketing it. It's total garbage. Never try shooting through your mesh. Just lower your mesh down and make a normal shot. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
I hope this review has been helpful to you as you're considering what blinds you might want to try. And leave a comment in below if you have thoughts about it. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.